5 on your mental health tonight. Just a tragic end in the search for a missing 7-year-old from Lowell. Police say the body of a little girl was discovered in the river near her neighborhood. Here to talk about this, Dr. Erica Lee, a psychologist at Boston Children's Hospital. We appreciate your time, Doctor.
Hey, Dr. Lee, it's great to see you. So the Middlesex DA says that her name was Anna. Anna had been diagnosed with autism. Forgive the simple nature of the question, but why is that important?
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. So it's obviously heartbreaking, and my heart really goes out to Anna's family and their loved ones. And what we know is that children with autism are actually much more likely to wander or run away from safe and supervised environments. And there's a few reasons why we think that's so. One, they may feel overstimulated or overwhelmed by being in places that they're not really into. Or two, they might just want to explore or go somewhere else that they prefer more instead. And we also know that kids with autism often have more difficulty communicating effectively. So they do get separated from loved ones or away from a safe space. They're not necessarily able to tell someone, hey, I need help. Here's my name, here's my address, or here's my phone number.
So it's not necessarily a water issue. It's all of the things you just said, correct?
Correct.
But let me jump off of that and say that the National Autism Association is saying that drowning is among the leading causes of death for people with autism. So then what puts them at such high risk? All the things you just said, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for asking that. So in addition to what I was saying about kids with autism just being more likely to wander away, they're also actually more likely to just be drawn to water. So they think it looks interesting. They might like the feel of it. They might like bubbles.
Right.
They also tend to have a lower awareness of things that are dangerous or just not safe environments. And also we know that there's a lot of children with autism who might not know how to swim or how to understand water safety, but they haven't had developmentally appropriate swimming lessons. So they are absolutely at higher risk for drowning.
So, Dr. Lee, we've done a nice job of laying out the foundation, but let's talk about safety plans now. I mean, what would you like parents to know?
Right. So safety plans are an important way for families to think ahead. How can we keep your child safe, especially if your child has autism, and not only at home, but also when they're at school or when they're out in the community doing activities. And really what you want to be doing is you want to be thinking through situations where your child's more likely to wander away or to get themselves into potential trouble or be at risk. And how can we keep them safer? And what you can do with creating a safety plan is you can kind of create a list of like, who do I need to talk to? What are some things I need to teach my kids? And it can be really helpful if your child does wander away. You can share that safety plan with first responders right away. And what I'll point parents to is the Autism Speaks website has a really nice toolkit with lots of checklists that parents can personalize to make their own safety plan for their kids.
It's just a heartbreak
Autism
today.
Speaks. Very good. All right. Very good. Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thanks, Dr.
Good to
Lee.
see you.
Stay
Great
well.
to see you.